Hi.
Hi.
What are you doing?
I'm just hoping and fingers crossing, toes crossing that my child doesn't fall asleep this late. He's playing in his room, and I just keep looking at the monitor like, don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. It's 3 o'clock here. So
Mine's asleep. So that's always a good thing.
I don't know how she's asleep oh, it's 2 there, I guess. But
Yeah.
still, even 2 o'clock, like,
She wakes up at 2:30. It's not the end of the world.
oh, okay, that's not bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and she's in bed by 7. It's great.
That's what I mean, though. If he fell asleep right now, there's zero chance he would be in bed at a single digit time.
I personally love to keep my daughter on a routine. It's not a huge shock every time. Okay? I don't want it to be a huge shock. I
You
like
know?
I like the fact that I wake her up in the morning earlier because I can't deal with her later. I'd rather wake up early and have less sleep in the
Yeah.
morning than deal with her later when I'm already at my wit's end. I can't do it.
We've gotten on like his own routine, like he's kind of done it on his
Yeah.
own. Like he skips a nap and then he'll go to bed at like anywhere from 7, 8, 9 is like late if he's not napping. But Tyler,
Mhm.
I am finding that if it is just me and our child,
Mhm.
I can give him dinner. We go straight to the bath. He gets his teeth brushed. He knows. And then he gets his
Goes to
tablet
bed.
for a show and we chill and he will be passed out. If Tyler's home, it's not even that he just got home. Like
Mhm.
this can even be a Sunday when he's been home all day. If
Mhm.
Tyler's home, Cash is going to fight and stay awake until Tyler goes and lays with him because he knows dad's home. It
Victoria
drives
does
me
the same
nuts.
thing. Yeah, Victoria does that too. She likes to play really, 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 really rough with
Yeah.
Brayden. And by really, really rough, she just like jumps on him constantly.
I was
Um,
like, Cash is rough. And I'm like, this is not mommy play. That's
yeah,
dad play.
yeah,
Do not
yeah,
play with mama this way.
yeah. It's a big difference. But she'll be like and like throw herself on me. And she just like wants to wrestle and she wants to do that. And so I just
Yeah.
end up tickling her until she's can't,
Still she's
can't even
silent laughing.
it's just
That's
so
so
much fun.
funny.
But I know that if I put her to bed, she'll go in calmly and that's
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
That's that.
Cash will if it's me.
Yep.
If dad's home, nope. I'll
Who
tell
wants
Tyler, I'm like, just put him in his room and like when he's comfy, because we give him his tablet
great.
and like he'll wind down and whatever, and usually he'll just fall asleep with it.
Mhm.
Tyler won't leave the room. And I'm like, you need to just like leave when he's like looking like he's nodding off. And he's like, he doesn't let me. And I'm like, he'll just be mad for 1 second.
What I have to tell Victoria, because she also does that too, and it's part of separation anxiety. Apparently, kids get that young, no matter
And I
how
mean,
many
I
times
get
you try
it
to fight
because
that. They just
I
don't
get it.
understand that kids don't understand that grown-ups come back. So what I tell her
Yeah.
is, "Mommy will see you first thing in the morning. I will come and get you when it's time to wake up." She goes, "Okay."
Yeah.
But you just have to remind her, grown-ups come back.
Yeah.
That's it.
See, though, I think that that's our difference. Honestly, you just saying that, it just clicked in my head that I am here every morning. I'm a stay-at-home mom. So he's not worried about if I'm coming back. He knows I'm going to come back. You know what I mean?
But
But
he
there are
doesn't,
times
but
that
he,
Tyler goes to work before he's
yeah.
up and then he comes home after he's asleep,
You
you
just have to
know?
remind him. And I mean, you literally just tell rules over and over and over again. And eventually they just kind of are there. But that's
Yeah.
also like common sense. Like, we're like, no, you can't go head first off of the stairs. Who would have thought? Yes, you have to brush your
Well,
teeth every
mine
night.
has to learn the hard
And
way.
and yes, you have to change your butt when you have poopies in your diaper because you're gonna get boo-boos on your butt. I mean, these are or jammies. Jammies You have to wear jammies. Who would have thought? And every night it's a huge shock to everybody. I don't know why,
Yeah. I
but
have to
you just
avoid
have,
pants now because if I put pants on him, he thinks we're going for a ride in the car to get
oh,
Dunkin'
good.
Donuts. And I'm like,
So he's
no.
a, so he's just like a dog. Lovely.
He's
He's-
so much like a dog, it's unreal. And I say that with all the love in my heart. Like,
yeah, poor Cash. But I
uh,
mean,
he was
he just
helped
doesn't
raise by a
he
couple dogs. It's
yeah, so was mine. She literally I mean, it's fine. It is what it is.
yours
They're
pants,
tog
mine eats his
yeah,
food with his
plants
mouth, like,
and plants. Here's eats
and in
plants.
plants. Oh my gosh. We won't get started on the plant drama.
But you just have to remind them that parents always come back. We're not
Yeah.
leaving you. But anyways, we're going to talk about relationship red flags
We
because
really
we
got
feel
off track there.
it's fine. I feel like we don't see the signs until they're literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, and everyone's like, wow, we should have seen them.
I think that I'm going to speak about an ex that I did not understand. Like, I knew that he was
Something.
a narcissist and,
Yeah.
like, but I always thought that it was mild, which I, narcissism isn't there's not a scale.
No.
You're either a
Either you
narcissist or
are.
you're not, okay?
Yes.
So, he was a narcissist, and I look back and I'm like, Brittany, like, girl,
Yeah.
like, how did you not see that?
Hmm.
Um, so I do get a little bit. I didn't stay very long at all. Um, but I do see why and how women would get sucked into it, especially young women who don't
Hmm.
have like a whole lot of experience with
Or
men and
or
whatever,
stability.
or stability. And I don't mean just men,
Yeah, it's
women,
both.
whatever,
It's
whoever
both.
you're dating, I
Yeah.
mean.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just,
So some of the big red flags are obviously emotional and communication red flags, lack of communication, avoid serious conversation, or they dismiss your concerns. And that specifically, you have to remember that they're dismissing your concerns. That's the bigger problem.
yes. Or turning
Constant,
it around.
yes. Or constant criticism. They put you down, mock you, or make you feel unworthy. Um,
And this can come up even as a joke, an air quote joke. It can come off as
yes.
kind of, sometimes they can be like, haha, you can't take a joke, but really,
Yeah.
like, no, they meant that. And like a joke should be
Yeah.
funny, you know?
I also have a really bad habit of always mocking my husband and pushing up his sunglasses just like this.
Okay,
Or
that's
his
different then.
glasses, not his sunglasses, his glasses. I'd be like, oh yeah, what's the hypothesis on that one?
And look, karma got your ass because
And
now you have
karma
glasses.
got me. Now I fucking have glasses. See? It's what I get
That
for
was so
being mean
funny.
to my husband. Okay, stonewalling. They ignore you, they give you the silent treatment.
I'm not gonna
Refuse
lie,
to,
I'm
she
bad at
does that
silent
still.
treatment, but it's not to punish him. It is
So that
me
she keeps her
being
mouth shut.
me shutting down and me, yes.
I get it.
I'm working on
Yes. Um, and or refuse to discuss the issues. That's a love bombing also. Over the top affections too soon and then sudden withdrawal. And then love bomb and then withdraw. And then bomb
and love
and
bombing,
withdraw.
I feel like it's overlooked the
Too
most.
much. Yes. Because no one
Like
ever
it gets
notices it's that it is bombing.
no,
They
because what can you say? Everyone's like, "Oh, he got you."
that was
Like, what
so
a nice guy.
kind.
But
You're like,
like
I literally told
really,
him to fuck off.
yeah. I'm gonna give an example. There's this girl on TikTok. Her name is Michelle. She's Michelle the bartender. You'll know if you just type that in, you'll know. But she is on her second or third divorce. That doesn't matter. I don't care about that. But she rushed immediately into a new relationship. And this man, when I'm telling you, you'll see the videos. She's got 10 plus bouquets of flowers all throughout her house, and not for like an amazing birthday surprise or an amazing Valentine surprise. This is like random flowers being sent to her like every other day, and they were dating for like not long. And everyone in there's so many people in the comments going, "Girl, this is love bombing. He's love bombing you. He's love bombing you." She ain't having it. And that is love bombing. I hate to tell you, but that shit's wild. But
Yeah.
the way she's thinking is no man has ever given me flowers, not even any of my ex-husbands. Nobody has given me flowers. Like, this feels good. That's literally what she's saying. Like, she's like,
Because that's how she feels. And he knew that that would be the way to enter her heart.
and I'm like, that's exactly how they know. I don't know. It's,
This is why we're doing this.
yes.
Control and manipulation is another type of red flags. So then you'll have jealousy and possessiveness. They get mad at you when you talk to others and accuse you of cheating. Okay. Gaslighting makes you really, they twist your reality to make you doubt yourself. Don't doubt yourself. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah. Your reality
Iso-
through their eyes is not correct.
no. Isolation. They discourage you from seeing family and friends. Oh, I really want you to hang out with me. Who says
If
that?
I could,
Who
in
says that?
my experience from the same ex, I don't even know who listens to this, but it doesn't matter. I don't give a shit. He
He's an ex.
worked nights, okay?
No,
So obviously I worked in a bank, so I worked days, mornings.
till five.
So yeah, so essentially weekends and things, he expected me to still be at home while he's sleeping. Yeah. And I said, "Sir, do you want me to watch you sleep?
No,
You're not
this is
asking me this,
cute.
right?" But it's little things like that because it's coming out of their mouth as, "Oh, like I miss you and like I feel
Mhm.
comfort with you around and blah blah blah." No.
No,
If
you
there
don't.
is literally no valid reason,
Mhm.
he's trying to isolate you, girl.
Excessive monitoring,
Monitoring.
just like Brittany just said.
I was
They
like, what? I
demand to
don't
know your
excessively monitor.
whereabouts at all time,
Yeah.
even when
Like
they're sleeping.
I get yes, even when they are sleeping.
They want to know where you are. That's
Yeah.
creepy.
I was walking distance to the bar and was would hang out with girls. Sarah and Alicia. You know Sarah and
Yeah.
Alicia.
Yeah. No. Mm-mm.
And then we would all three come back to the house. But then it
Mm-mm.
was uh we joked it was a school night because he had to sleep, so he'd be mad. They can't come over on a school night.
Not normal.
But
Respect and boundary issues. Disrespecting your boundaries. They ignore your no, push your limits, lack of
this can be
support.
as simple as like you telling them to stop tickling you. And if they're excessively going to continue to do it and you are literally being like, fucking
No.
stop,
Yeah.
like you're being for real,
Yeah.
it's that's how it starts. I mean, just the little minute
Hmm.
tiny things.
Hmm.
It doesn't start off
Or
as like,
or no, I don't want to have sex.
great, right. But it doesn't usually
Mhm.
start off that way. It's you usually
No.
see signs that you don't even recognize.
They already manipulate. If you
Yes.
can't say no during sex, then they're already telling you that your no doesn't really mean it.
Yes.
They're already telling you that you're crazy.
Yes.
It's That's not what you mean.
Yep.
Lack of support, they dismiss your goals, feelings, and achievements. Double standards. Every narcissist loves their double
And
standards.
don't stand by you.
Oh,
Like
totally. I can
we
give
can
no
go back
fucks.
to our last episode or the After Dark episode with Gabby and Brian Laundrie. Brian hated and thought that her vlogging idea was stupid, and you
Hmm.
could tell in every video that he's in, he's awkward and he hated it. You could tell that he
Yep.
did not support it.
Nope. Not at all.
If you don't have a supportive husband or partner, Nix 'em.
Gotta go.
See you, bye.
Trust and honesty issues, lying or secrecy, infidelity, blaming, shifting, behavioral and emotional instabilities, explosive anger. I have explosive anger. I get pushed and I do snap. I am trying to work on that because I don't want my angry toddler to be an angry adult. And by angry
Yeah.
toddler, she's just a toddler and she frustrates me sometimes because I'm a
Yeah,
human.
I mean, I feel like all toddlers are angry, but we don't want them to become angry adults.
No. And so that
That's, I
is
feel
the
like,
whole,
especially in my mind, raising a boy who's supposed to become a man, I don't want to raise a freaking narcissistic asshole. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
so
Honesty is the
it's,
best way. I will never, never, never not think of this moment of when my child saw a little girl at the zoo, very sad at the play area, and my 2 year old wanted to go and talk to her and make sure she was okay because she was sad.
yeah,
And that warmed my heart to the fullest. I was like, yes, you're not a
yeah,
psychopath. You have empathy for others. Woo! I was so proud.
yeah.
And she did so good. She could not exactly say it, but she told me, Mommy, I want to go check on her. We went and checked on her. She said, Are you okay? And the
Oh,
little girl kind of responded, like, No, my sister's mean. And
oh,
my 2 year old did not understand how to deal with that. So naturally, I said, You know what? Sometimes sisters are mean. I'm
yeah.
sorry. And she felt better. And Victoria asked her to play.
That's
Everything
awesome.
changed. Yeah, by a little 2 year old. I was very, very, very
Look at her
impressed.
just changing
I
that
know.
girl's day around.
I know. So sweet. So sweet. Um, Physical and financial red flags, physical intimidation or violence, financial control, controlling
I
someone's
feel
bank
like
account,
physical violence, obviously,
a
that's like
huge.
probably the most obvious red flag
Hmm.
is if they put their hands on you in any other way other than
Hmm.
loving.
Absolutely.
Um,
But financial control
yeah.
is another situation. That's that's
Yes.
uh that's a harder one to
And
decipher, actually.
that's really r hard coming from me who, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm reliant on my husband's
Oh,
money.
totally.
I no longer have my own income.
No,
So that though works for us because we have been together forever and we do have that trust. And I just know in my heart that he's not just trapping me in this house. You know what I mean?
you're right.
But that is exactly how independent, strong women
Get
get in these
financially.
situations is
Mhm.
they end up having a baby and then they become stay-at-home moms, whether that's what they want or not.
Or not.
And then they have
It just
nothing.
gets bigger. It
They
just
don't
gets
have a
bigger and
career
bigger and
to
bigger.
fall
But
back
it
on.
also goes to very wealthy families as well. If you have a CEO as a husband or a
Oh yeah.
wife and you're staying at home, anyone that stays at home and doesn't actually
Yeah.
make money is controlled financially by their spouse, no matter what, unfortunately, because it's up to
Oh
them
yeah.
to do it. Like they're the ones bringing
Right.
in that for you to be able to keep this house stable. So it doesn't matter if you're a stay at home dad or a stay at home mom or you're the working mom, however it plays out, it's always hard when that's one person's goal. And then another
Yeah.
person's goal is to keep the house in a running, functioning area, which is mine. My brain doesn't know what we need when he goes to the store.
No, right. Yeah. I honestly
He
didn't
doesn't.
even realize what kind of mental load I had until I like laid it all out and I was like, I mean,
Oh,
because there's just random time. Because don't get me wrong, I will back up Tyler 100%. Like he has his own mental load that I am very grateful that I don't have to deal with. Like making
absolutely.
sure that bills are paid and like
Mhm.
like I would hate that burden, and that is why I just leave it up to him. I'm like, whatever, whatever. But around the house, like he'll go to the store or something on his way home from work, and he's like, "Hey, how are we on toilet paper? Like this and that and this." I don't even have to get up. I know exactly what is in the
What you
house.
have. Yeah,
I know
exactly.
exactly everything in the
Yeah.
fridge, the pantry,
Mhm.
everything.
Because that's your job.
Yeah. I know exactly how many diapers we need in order to make it
Mhm.
till Friday.
Yep,
Like, like it's like
absolutely. Financial
things you
control
don't
is,
even think about.
yeah,
It's invisible work.
no one imagines, hey, I want to be financially controlled. That's just how it plays out sometimes. It's just
Yeah.
if you have so many red flags already and then you get a financial controlling person, you're like really
I
stuck.
was gonna say, I do think that there will be such signs. Like if you are adamant about going to work and he is extremely against it for you to be a
Mhm.
stay-at-home mom or stay-at-home wife or whatever, I would be being careful with that. Because my
Yeah,
husband's always been like, stay home,
or
that's
don't.
great, but if you want
Yeah,
to go to work, we'll also figure that out. Like,
yeah. I mean, same with Brayden. I mean,
yeah.
I don't want to go back to work. I've been in the restaurant
No, and I
industry
had to
for
stop
20
having
plus
bad days.
years. Yes.
Yeah. I had to
And
stop
I,
having bad days and threatening that I was going to go back to work because he was like, if you really need to or want to, like,
yeah,
we can make it happen. And I was like, no, I'm just being an asshole today. I I don't
yeah.
want to.
This is a
But
me issue, not a family issue. I'm so sorry.
yes.
We need to redo
Yes.
this
I
later.
will vent quieter.
Yeah, yeah. It becomes a thing. I mean, sometimes I'm like, God, I wish I could go like make my own money and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'm like, I want to raise my daughter. Like that's what it comes down to. I
Yeah,
want to
I know
be
realistically
I want to be
that
with her
I
every day.
couldn't. I have enough anxiety as it is that like has peaked since I have
Yeah,
given birth or like
yeah,
been pregnant, really.
yeah,
But I can't imagine the anxiety to take him to someone else,
yeah, no.
you know? And I understand, I'm not knocking anyone. I understand you have to. Like
That's everyone's choice though. Yeah. Not
exactly.
it's not going to work for what I want to do and how I want to make money. I want to be an influencer. I want to do my podcast. I want to make things to do side hustles to bring it in, but I do not want to go on a job interview and I do not
No.
want to dread going to work. I do
Yeah.
not want that lifestyle. I want mine to be things that interest me and interest us
Yes.
and stuff like that. And I know that when my daughter wakes up from nap, she's going to see me and I'm going to
Yeah.
put her to bed and we're going to make
Exactly.
dinner and we're going to have cuddles and we're going to that's going, going, going. That's all I'm going to do.
Yep.
So back to the number of people. So this one was a question: how many relationships end with terrible red flag they should have noticed?
Probably a
60% of
lot more. 60?
60% of people admit noticing warning signs in the beginning, but stay in a relationship anyways. Hope for change, emotional investments, love bombing and manipulation that always comes. Low self-esteem, sunk cost fallacy, staying because they've already put so much effort in.
Yeah, I do see that a lot. And that hurts my heart because it's like life is so short
Mm-hmm.
that why are we going to waste our time being miserable just because we spent an X amount of time with this person?
And that's why love bombing is so big, though. That's why they do it.
Well,
They're like,
yeah.
you fucking piece of shit. You don't know what you want. Blah, 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 blah. Here you go. I'm so sorry. I won't ever do that
Yeah.
again.
Yep.
until the next time. And I'm so
You
sorry. And then
pushed me.
yeah, it just
You
eats,
know
it
I
gets,
get angry when
and it just
yeah.
adds a little bit more each time, a little bit more. It's never so noticeable where they're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
you just beat the shit out of me for no reason. We just met.
Yeah.
No, we're not going on a second
Honestly,
date.
I believe that's 60% though,
Oh
because
yeah.
I mean, just the
I I
one
personally
relationship I had, I look back and I'm like, it scares me.
you've had two relationships. Calm down.
I meant the one that
Yeah,
I'm
not
lucky I feel
in.
like that I got out of,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
I have been in a couple of those situations and it's not always black and white. It doesn't always do that.
Yeah.
I've been in relationships where I felt guilty by leaving. Like I was doing something wrong.
And
And
they'll
then
do
I've
that
been in
too.
relation and then I've been
They
in
will kill you.
relationships where I compromised my own feelings and thoughts about things that I
If
knew
that's
I
a
didn't want to
regular thing,
do. Yeah, I was like, no, this is, but I was already feeling so crappy about my own situations that I thought that that was the reason that I was doing that. But it's not. I was being manipulated to think that that's what we were supposed to do.
right.
It didn't work. Let's put it that way. I
Yeah.
felt guilty for one reason and that ended in that way. And that person ended up um, dying. And then that was, and then I did it
Yes.
again because naturally. And then that
Well,
relationship was so fucking toxic and it lasted for way too long. And it took me realizing that I was actually truly alone and being like, okay, and I'm all fucking done. And then I met my
yeah.
husband and we were only friends and I cut off guys completely for over a year. I was not sleeping with anybody because that's when it becomes all sticky and fucking weird too. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
done, all done. And then this guy, and I was like, wow, there it is.
Yeah.
Icing on the cake. There it is. Let's see. Okay. Forms of emotional abuse. We're gonna go through this as fast as possible. So we have gaslighting, manipulation, constant criticism, silent treatment, jealousy, and blame shifting. You know, if you do this to me, I'm going to
Yes.
react this way. You know
Yeah.
this.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, why do you want to do that?
Oh,
Yeah.
honestly, there's something in my brain that when I became an adult, anytime I hear like, oh, so and so like did this and that, and then I did this, and they're saying that they reacted in a really shitty, toxic way.
Yeah.
And then they turn it and they're like, but like,
If you didn't
why
act
were
that way, I
they
wouldn't have
being
done that.
exactly? And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, but also
Okay, so
there's reactive abuse.
we're gonna raise our hand. So if anyone can't see, we'll say our names when we raise our hand for each one. Have you been in a relationship where you hoped that it would change, believing in your partner will improve over time? Sammy, for sure, at least three times.
No, because the one that I got lucky that I got away from, I knew that I was not going to be with him for forever. So I didn't care if he changed. He worked nights. You know
So
what I mean? It was like,
why did you stay with him for so long?
well, yeah, it was right at a year. I think because at first it was like we were getting to know each other and it almost felt like weird quirks.
Yeah,
And then it turned into it being like his trust issues and everything were because he was cheated on and yada yada.
yeah. Hmm.
And now after all
Has
is done,
said and done.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yes. I
All
look
has
back and
been
I'm,
said and done.
yes, thank
Go
you.
ahead.
I look back and I'm like, I feel really bad for talking shit about his ex-girlfriend because
Yeah. She
Not
probably
for a
didn't do
second do
anything.
I
Yeah.
believe that now. Like, I
Yeah.
just don't.
Yeah.
I don't at
Totally.
all.
Emotional investments. Having already built a deep connection, making it hard to leave. Sammy, at least twice, for sure.
Mm, no. Okay,
Okay.
can I just point in here to anybody that doesn't know us? I started dating Tyler at 15, and then we had a couple years of a breakup,
It was
and
a
then we
year
got
and
back
like a
together.
half. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got back together. So, like, my dating pool of
And she married
people,
him,
yes, and we're married with a kid, and yeah. So, my dating pool
is two.
outside of that is very limited. So,
Yes. I did not.
so
I did
whenever
not
I'm
have
saying all of
that.
this, I'm like, yeah, I just didn't care to stay with the other. I always knew that he was gonna be like my, I mean, he was the rebound. Like he was like
Yeah.
someone to kind of get over Tyler, which obviously never fucking happened.
Yeah. To get over
You
him. Like
know?
you guys never really wanted to be broken up in the first place. So it makes sense for me, at
Yeah.
least. So emotional investments, definitely. My ex had little sisters that I was highly, highly involved
That would
with,
be hard.
super hard. Um, and then another relationship was I really, really, really enjoyed his parents, and his family was very sweet to me and
That's hard when
very,
you like the
mhm.
family more than you like him.
Well, I mean, I like the family because of him, but I also like
Yeah,
the family because they supported me as well.
right.
So that made it even harder as well. And supported emotionally, not financially.
Yes.
Love bombing and manipulation. Um, early affect clouds judgment. So I definitely didn't get a lot of love bombings. I definitely got a lot of manipulations. So
I
it
would
made
I
it harder for that, definitely. Um, mine was different types of manipulations. Like we weren't really together. What do you mean? Like we fucking lived together. What do you mean? Like, yeah, we were.
yeah,
And it was
yeah.
my fault too
I'm
because I
not
allowed
judging,
him.
but Sammy, that right there is a
Yes.
red fucking flag.
And that's why I'm no
That
longer
bitch
in
is
that relationship.
crimson.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking bleeding red.
Yes.
Yes. Low self-esteem, feeling unworthy of a better relationship or just a better relationship with yourself.
Oh,
Um,
I was gonna say that earlier that I think that that a lot of times stems from because I have so many friends that have been like in toxic relationship after toxic relationship, and I can't wrap my head around it. But then you look at their childhood
yep.
and like, you know, like growing up, they grew up in a toxic house, and it's like,
Mhm.
of course it's not even that I don't even
That's all
think
they
it's that
know. That's all they
they
know.
attract it. I think that
No.
abusers can seek it out,
Oh, totally.
you know?
Totally. Yeah. And how you walk and how you act and how you know, hold your head up, or if you're looking down, like, of course, they're going to be like weak prey right there.
Yeah.
And that's
Yep.
all it takes. Um, I have never had low self-esteem. I've always had a good, I love myself. I think I'm the shit.
As you should.
Yeah. I mean, I have made mistakes and I am a better person from learning from them always. And I know that. So low self-esteem never kept me under the thumb. But basically, anytime that I was unsure of something, or they would be like, why is your hair like that? Or what are you wearing? Or something like that. And I'd be
Like you
like,
couldn't trust yourself.
yeah, like, is this not correct?
Yeah.
But, and then I'd be like, no, I look fucking good
Yeah.
to you,
That's
obviously.
that's them trying to knock you down a few. They want you to feel
Mhm.
insecure because then you're not gonna leave. They're the only ones that will love you like that. Like,
Oh, of course.
What love, sir? That's no love.
All the love.
Ugh.
Toxic. Um, Staying because they've already put in so much effort. I understand that actually
I think
because
I
it's
understand it.
easy to just be like,
It's
well, look,
easy.
we've already done all this. But naturally, if you look up anything in all of these terrible relationships, it takes about 7 to 10 times for a person to leave for it to actually stick.
Yeah.
7 to 10 times. So that person already knows that you're going to leave. They know that you're also going to come back. And that's the scary part. Anytime after those times that you've already left the first couple times, they could snap and really hurt you. And that's the bigger problem.
That is how it escalates, I feel
Oh,
like.
so fast. So fast. Yeah,
It's,
absolutely.
I feel like when you let yourself get to a certain level like that, it's just going to continue. So, like, if he even grabs your arm aggressively, he or
Hmm.
she, and, like shakes you, moves you aggressively,
Hmm.
anything like that,
A
that's your step
push.
one.
Mhm.
That's the very first step. And they are not
It's,
opposed to hitting you. I
oh,
mean,
yeah, they're just going to hit you even more. And if they hit
yeah,
walls or if they hit anything like that,
name calling.
name calling. Yes.
That is what I wanted to also speak about because that is
That's toxic
one
fucking
of,
behavior.
yeah. Because my
Yeah.
husband has never, have we
Oh,
joked and been like, bitch? Sure.
yeah.
But he has never been like, you are a bitch. He's never even said, you are being a bitch. You're acting like a bitch.
I
Any
have
of that?
said
No.
for my husband, I've said, I know I was kind of bitchy. He's like, your words and not mine. Remember
Yeah,
that.
that's different.
And I was like, damn it. He's never once said that to me. He's never called me a bitch. He never would.
No.
Take steak knives to him. I'm just kidding. Be like, oh, I'm a bitch.
We'll block
Oh,
that
yeah.
out.
Yeah. No, we're not.
I'll show
But
you a bitch.
yeah, just remember red flags, talk to somebody, write it down, let people know.
Confide in your friends because they will
Yes.
tell you, or they should tell you.
You have
Your
a
friends will see
board
it
of
first.
director. Yes, you have a board of directory for a reason. Use them.
Yes.
But until
Yes.
next week.